Hello. Um, I wanted to follow up a bit of what we talked about yesterday, as I've had some time to process um, what we talked about, and also kind of go in and do my own work as well. Some things came up that I wanted to share, and I just can't wait till next Sunday. So here's what I've come up with. Number one is ask yourself again as you look at each goal, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Because I talked about if money weren't an object or this or that, but the idea of failure, that didn't really come up to me until today, when I was looking at some of my own goals, and I realized that I was being just a little bit safe. And when I asked myself why, it was because, well, what if it doesn't happen? And that's not a very good reason not to pick a goal. So you might want to just look back over those, and you might do a little bit of shifting or rewording or adding a few things. So what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And again, making sure that is aligning with what makes your heart sing, and when you say that goal out loud, as if it's already there, like, I am a Tony Award-winning Broadway actress, if that's what moves you, if you say it out loud and you just get so excited and you laugh, or your heart kind of swells a little bit, then you know that's your goal. But continue to ask yourself why you want it, and figure out what those qualities are beneath your wanting, how you would feel if you had it. Then you know it's true. The other thing that we can start doing over this week as we're contemplating our goals is to, for any of our long-term goals on our list, is to start to pick a couple short-term goals within each long-term goal. Then it can be a bit more manageable. And so a good way to do that, I picked this up from Dallas Travers' The Tao of Show Business. I'm going to find some great things in here to share with you guys. You can buy it. It's kind of geared toward LA, Hollywood folk. Most of her references are towards people doing TV and film, and it's quite different. But I'm going to share with you some nuggets if you don't want to run out and buy it. But she talks about making these short-term goals for your long-term. And what she suggests doing is sit down with a goal. For instance, I want to be a Broadway actor. And then just brainstorm for 5 minutes, just whatever comes up. You don't have to filter it yet. And just all the short-term goals, all the things that you could do to lead up to that. Like, maybe you need new headshots. Maybe you've got to get an agent. Maybe you need your equity card. Maybe you feel that you need to do more networking and singing for casting directors. Maybe you need to be in some dance classes. All those things that you need to be doing. So kind of put those down. And then, after you kind of have your list, pick maybe 3 or 4 short-term goals that will support this long-term goal. So you might decide, I'm going to get into a dance class and take that once a week, and I'm going to start saving X amount of dollars so that I can get new headshots, etc. So pick those, and make sure that there are things as well that you can get excited about and know that they're important, because if you're not, then you won't do them. So, make sure you pick things that really support your long-term goal and that also fill your heart. And then something I want you guys to start doing as well, because we talked about this last night, we started talking about things we're going to need to change in order to make these goals happen. And that is maybe limiting beliefs and old beliefs that no longer serve us. Kind of the same thing. And we said that we would talk about that in the coming weeks. But I want you to start writing them down in your journals on just a separate page. Just start noticing what they are. So, for example, in your career, it might be anything like, I don't have enough credits on my resume to make this happen, or I don't know the right people, or I I don't have the technique that I should have in whatever area. Or one limiting belief that I used to have that I worked through a lot in the last year is I'm too tall. I used to always walk into things, I'd get a breakdown for a show and I'd go, oh, I'm too tall for that. So I really worked to let that go because it's something I have absolutely zero control over. So compassionately, if that's with tenderness, write these things down. Don't judge yourself, but just notice what comes up. Maybe about, like, if you're wanting to lose weight or get into shape, you might say, well, one of your limiting beliefs might be, well, everybody in my family is that weight and I will never be what I want to be. Or another belief might be, I'm too old. Anything like that you notice that comes up. These beliefs are there to protect us from resentment and rejection and failure and just any sort of fear. That's what they're there for. Our ego thinks it's protecting us. So let's just start noticing what those beliefs are. And then just start playing around with asking yourself, if I didn't have these beliefs, how would I behave differently? And just see what comes up, and I think it will be interesting to see. So that's all. Please feel free to ask questions, give ideas, share things that have worked for you or that you're getting excited about. And I can't wait to keep working on this together, and I will see you all next Sunday.